Is up, everybody? Happy morning, good morning, afternoon, evening, whatever. We have a great, simple lesson, story, small group, all that stuff this week. I'm chilling. This is literally on my bed in my basement because it's 9,000 degrees outside. And this is where the air conditioner is like, and I'm right under a fan. And so this is the coolest place in my house. So in case you're wondering, why is he in bed right now? Because I'm working from home, and I would rather not sweat while I'm working. So great story about Joseph. I told the kids in the online video this week that Joseph is literally my middle name, partially because of this character. My parents wanted my brother's input on what I should be named, and he said Joseph, and they were like, well, your mom has an alcoholic Uncle Joe. Probably aren't going to go that route, but maybe he gets the middle name. So there's the two people. Joseph with his fancy coat and my Uncle Joe and his demons. So anyway, we have a great intro. We're just talking about, hey, let's talk about dreams. You know, who can remember their dreams? Do you ever have dreams where you're being chased, where you're falling, where you can fly, those sorts of things? And just let kids talk about their dreams. And then we'll go right into our game from the stage is, I don't want to lie to you or tell you the wrong thing. It's called Catch the Clownfish, which is in their theming out. We're supposed to be on this tropical island, God's promise and the promised place and all that kind of stuff. We're basically just going to play cornhole is the gist of it. We'll probably throw some of those hula hoops that we have out with bean bags and let kids give it a shot. We'll throw them all the way across the room and stuff. So don't worry, it's not going to be like clownfish based or anything. It's just going to be a fun challenge. And then you'll have the option to do that later on in your small group as well. So again, when it reads Catch the Clownfish, you know what, as I'm saying this, I'll just go in and edit it and go, yeah, no, not playing Catch the Clownfish. We're playing Beanbag Toss. When we get to our small groups, again, we're talking about Joseph, and specifically that God's promises might take time. And so God makes this promise to Joseph through a dream. He says, hey, your brothers, your family's going to bow down to you. And that doesn't take place in today's story. It takes place in next week's story. And so Joseph has like 12 or 18 years. The numbers are now getting confused in my brain. But there's a number of years in between these two parts of the story. And so it doesn't happen right away. Kind of like last week's God's promises are for now and later. This is another continuation of that there was no now promise for Joseph. God said to Abraham, I'll give you a place to live. And he did that now. And then he said, I'll make you into a great nation. And he did that later. And this story is like God just going, hey, Joseph, it's all later. It's going to take time. So when you get to small groups, you have some questions to go over. We have a memory verse. It's called Around the Clock, where a kid spins around and whoever he lands on, that person has said memory verse. And then we have a couple of games. One of them is kind of a bowling game where we'll have water bottles and Nerf type dodgeballs. And so we'll throw those. And then we will also have the cornhole game from earlier. That will be enough to fill up our whole day, as services have been running right at about 58 to 60 minutes. And so we're going to get started. We'll have those frogs, the plastic frogs, before service. Shout out to Megan for suggesting that 2 weeks ago, and it took a week for them to get here on Amazon. We had them last weekend, and we will have them again this weekend because I ordered like 300 of them. So anyway, that's what we have. Like I said, pretty simple week. Next week will be one more week of Joseph, where it's kind of the generic that God keeps his promises, and we'll kind of see through that story of how God kept that promise, and then God saved Israel, and then the Israelites were living in Egypt, and their families grew, and that's just a continuation of the promise to Abraham and all that kind of stuff. And then we'll jump into our next series, which is called Help, and we're going to talk about Moses and the Israelites and Egypt in the wilderness, and it's going to be super great. So anyway, if you have any questions, let me know. I'll see you on Thursday and Sunday. It's going to be a great one, and I will... before I forget, if you have not signed up, there's my foot. If you have not signed up for VRL Vision Night for all volunteers to kind of see, hey, here's where we're going. Here's what's coming up next. This is a huge one because, guys, 2020 has been nuts. And every church in America was like, hey, we're going to do a series on 2020 vision. And no one saw this coming. So we should all go see an optometrist. Also, I went on a weird hole the other day of there's optometrists and there's ophthalmologists, and they are not the same thing. And what is the difference? And what I learned is it doesn't matter. They don't do the same thing, but they should, and they should be called one thing. And that's a whole other conversation for a whole other day. But no one saw 2020 coming. What are we going to do in response to 2020? And not the year, but, COVID. It changes XP in our traditional model of, hey, let's outreach. Let's go out to kids who aren't connected and go, let's put 160 kids in a room at once. That's a model that doesn't work anymore. Like, no, that's just unwise. And so we really have to start to look at, man, what is Kidman doing? How are we going to go out and reach the unconnected? Because some of what we were doing that was working really well just isn't going to work anymore. And so on the one hand, it's like, dang, because I love XP. And so to basically see it just like die in a fiery car crash overnight, it's really tough. But at the same time going like, I'm not going to keep doing an event that doesn't work. I don't want to do XP for 12 of our kids. I want to do XP for the kids who aren't connected, and that's not the way to get them right now. So we're trying to figure that out. 2020 vision, we didn't see it coming. So come to our vision night on, I think it's August 31st. I don't want to lie to you, but you go to the website, you sign up, because we have some free stuff for you. Spoiler alert, we're getting a new logo for the whole church and for Kidman, which means you'll get a church t-shirt that night, and then the Kidman stuff will come later. So guess what? We're getting new shirts. Finally. I've been asking for new shirts for like 2 years, and they're like, well, we're getting a new logo, and it's been 2 years, and we're finally getting it. So anyway, all good things, but sign up, because we need to know that you're coming, because we need to get the shirts and other things ordered. And it's just going to be a super fun night. We're going to have options for spacing out and stuff. It's going to be great. So anyway, I'll see you guys there. But again, before that, I'll see you on Thursday. I'll see you on Sunday. So that's all I have for you. Peace out.